Let's talk about how to get a no credit check personal line of credit. So if you let's say your credit score is not really where it should be and you are trying to avoid a line of credit. I mean, you want to get a line of credit, but you want to avoid a credit check. Let's talk about that. So here are the steps I want you to really follow. So you need to find no credit check personal line of credits, okay? And you can get them from non-banks and online lenders. A lender that actually offers a no credit check personal line of credit is Tally. So with Tally, you actually can borrow up to $4,500, and there's no credit check at all. The cool thing about the cool thing about Tally is that things happen real fast. So basically, you need to actually make sure that you sign up with the account, and you have to provide your account information, your bank account information, and Tally will link up its system to your bank account, and there is no credit check at all. But the maximum you can get here is $4,500. So if you have a FICO score of 580, you can actually qualify. Minimum FICO score of 580, you can qualify. But in this case, they do not have to. They are not going to check your credit anyway. Okay, so $4,500. Just remember that. And the APR will range from 7.9% to 29.99%. You also have another lender that actually offers a no credit check personal line of credit. That's Elastic. So with Elastic, you can get somewhere from $500 all the way to $4,500, and you can use the cash for anything you want for unexpected expenses. And this is kind of cool. What we love about Elastic here is that you actually are paying somewhere from 5% and 10% cash advance fee. This is really cool, and you do not have to go through a credit check process to actually qualify for this line of credit. You can see that we're not speaking about very large amounts here, but it is what it is. Okay, maximum $4,500 that you can qualify for. But just wait, we have other players that will give you much more. But the cool thing about Elastic here is that you have a budgeting tool. You have what they call Financial University, Financial U, where you have access to a wide constellation of videos and materials when it comes to helping you with financial management, and you can get the cash as soon as tomorrow. So this is kind of cool. We love that. You also have Upgrade. So Upgrade, that's the third no credit check personal line of credit. With Upgrade, you can get somewhere from $500 to $25,000 with your Upgrade card. So this is kind of cool. So basically, you can convert the credit limits on your Upgrade card into a line of credit, into a personal line of credit, and this line of credit has no credit check. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Another lender that actually offers no credit check personal lines of credit, you have Advanced America. So with Advanced America, you actually have all kinds of lines of credit, and you can actually get somewhere from $1,000 all the way to $25,000. And basically, there is no credit check at all. But the thing is, Advanced America is not present in all 50 states. You are going to get your line of credit if you're lucky. If you're one of the luckiest in the states, so you have Alabama, California, Colorado, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa. You have Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri. You have Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma. You have Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. This is what it is. So you can apply online. Soft pull is possible. In some cases, not a problem. You also have another player called King of Cash. So King of Cash also allows you to get a personal line of credit, no credit check, from $100 all the way to $5,000. This is really cool. And the thing is that you do not need a lot of stuff to actually apply for this line of credit. And the thing I want to say here is that what we love about King of Cash is that they tend to approve you real fast. So you can actually be approved within the same day. If you apply for a line of credit, no credit check in the morning, you can actually be approved in the afternoon. As long as you have all the paperwork, you need to have a bank account within your application. You need to also justify the fact that you are working, because all those 5 players that I just shared with you, they always check to make sure that you are working, that you have a job, and that you have been at your job for at least 3 months. Okay, and you don't have to have a full-time job, but you need to have a job, and you can have multiple jobs. You can have multiple gig work, like gig gig hustles on the side. Totally possible. So if you have multiple hustles, this is kind of cool also, but you need to justify that. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to get a no credit check personal line of credit. Next, you want to assess your budget. So the first thing is you need to explore. Okay, explore no credit check personal lines of credit. So I gave you 5. Now you need to evaluate your budget. So it's always a great idea to figure out how much you can afford to borrow before you take on new debts. So if you are looking for a no credit check personal line of credit, you need to really make sure that you are aware of how much you can afford. Really, by setting up a budget, you can get a great idea of how much you earn each month, where your money is going, and whether you can reasonably take on an additional expense. You can use a budget app such as Mint or like Empower or like YNAB to really track your budget. Or you can do things just manually yourself. Like you can really do things what they call the envelopes sort of structure, where you actually you monitor your money through envelope clusters. So now, if you want to figure out whether the line of credit payments fits into your budget, you want to add up your monthly expenses. This includes costs for such things as rent or mortgage payments, utilities, phone bills, insurance, premiums, credit card payments, groceries, gas, and entertainment. You want to calculate your take-home pay. So this is what we're talking about, like your net income. Very important, because that's your disposable income. You want to subtract your monthly expenses from your take-home pay, and you want to see how much is left. So is it enough to cover a line of credit payments each month? Those are calculations you need to make sure that you have enough left over in your budget to actually take care of your no credit check personal line of credit. Okay, now if the line of credit payments barely fits within your budget, then you might want to consider borrowing less money, requesting a longer line of credit term, or finding a different way to pay. So it's one of those things where you have to, it's like there is no sort of direct answer here. It's more of a trial and answer to see what really works for you. But you're gonna have to strike the right balance between how much you're making and how much you intend to actually pay extra if you're getting a no credit check personal line of credit. The thing you have to also do is to check your credit. Even though you are applying for a no credit check personal line of credit, you still want to check your credit first, because you want to make sure that there are no errors, there are no issues with your credit. And sometimes you can check your credit and realize that, hey, listen, my credit score is not really that bad. I mean, I thought I was like around 300 or 400, but I checked my credit, I'm like around 500. So this means what? It means maybe you might want to try to apply for a traditional personal line of credit at a bank or credit union, where they actually check your credit. Because see, there you have higher balances. You can actually be approved for up to $50,000, and you can actually get like a longer repayment window. Because when we talk about the lenders that I just gave you earlier, those lenders, they are actually capping their repayment window around 3 years, or like 2 to 3 years. But with banks, you can actually go all the way to 5 years. In some cases, you can have 7 years or 8 years. So when we talk about, so you might want to check your credit score to see if you actually have a better credit score anyway. One thing I need to say here is that when we talk about you checking your credit score, I'm just talking about making sure you check for things like errors. You want to check for things like, let's say, collections. Like if you have charge-offs, or like anything that is derogatory that really pulls your credit score down. You want to check and make sure that you are comfortable about what you are getting, what you're seeing there. And we're talking about you checking your credit score on all 3 credit bureaus. Don't just like, I'm going to focus on TransUnion because I know that, with Equifax and Experian, I'm good to go. No, you want to check all of them across the board to make sure that everything is fine, because sometimes you might have like a problem on one account and on one credit score and have no problem on the other 2. But in the end, you are going to be penalized anyway. If you were to apply for a personal line of credit or a personal loan, if they check your credit, then you are really toast. So this is something you want to pay attention to. So even though you are looking for a no credit check personal line of credit, you never know. You still want to beef up your credit score anyway, and actually remove any derogatory items that might be sitting there right now. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to get a no credit check personal line of credit. Now, the number 4, I want you to apply for pre-qualification. So when we talk about pre-qualification, I want you to really pay attention to a few things here. So the pre-qualification, the thing is, all the lenders that I just shared with you, they will let you know on their websites how to pre-qualify for this no credit check personal line of credit. It's really important to understand that pre-qualification is an application process where a lender reviews the information you've shared and gives you a line of credit, like a line of credit offer that you might qualify for. So when you get pre-qualified, the lender will typically pull a soft credit inquiry, which will not affect your credit score. Okay. So one thing I want to say here is that while getting pre-qualified doesn't mean you're approved for a line of credit, it really helps you to understand whether you are likely to be approved and the line of credit terms you may qualify for. So think of it as like you trying to test the waters and see if the waters are really are really warm or cold, depending on how you feel. And so if you decide you want to pursue an offer you are pre-qualified for, you will still need to submit a formal application directly with the lender. Then you will then make a hard inquiry info on your credit in some cases, even though in most cases the lender has other ways to determine that you qualify for the loan without checking your credit. For example, the lender will look at your income. The lender will look at your asset and liabilities. Okay, there are other ways, and so the lender also pays attention to your DTI. So basically, how much you want to borrow, how you'll use the money, your annual income, your employment status, the last 4 digits of your social security number. So it's important to understand that the lender is constantly evaluating risk as it relates to you, right? The lender wants to make sure that the risk that you are posing as a borrower, that risk is not unbearable, because the lender, to stay in business, he or she has to to be able to mitigate your risk, because every borrower has default risk that is actually the basic risk that comes with all kinds of borrowing situations. So overall, if you want to get a no credit check personal line of credit, you need to apply for a pre-qualification. The next thing you want to do here is you want to actually compare line of credit offers. If you remember, when we started the conversation, I just shared with you 5 personal line of credits, no credit check. So we have Tally, we have Upgrade, we have King of Capital. So you really need to see which one will actually work for you, right? It's not about just saying, I want to get this, I want to get that. No, you want to make sure that you get the no credit check personal line of credit that you really need. So, and when we talk about you evaluating all the offers that you have, you need to see which one works for you, but you need to have a few pointers to see exactly which one works for you. For example, you need to think about the line of credit amount you may qualify for, because simply because it's a no credit check doesn't mean that you are not going to estimate how much you could qualify for. And because how much you could qualify for is a result of your income, of your liabilities, your DTI, your debt to income ratio. And you also need to think about the estimated monthly payment amounts, the estimated interest and fees, the estimated annual percentage rate or APR, and the line of credit term. So it's important to remember that these are potential offers and tentative rates and terms. You will get definitive information about the line of credit a lender is willing to offer you only after you formally apply directly with the lender, right? But again, here we are in the phase where we are analyzing things. So there are things to consider though. When you are reviewing your line of credit options, be sure to compare APR, the line of credit term. So generally, line of credits will have a longer term that will also have a lower monthly payments, but they could really cost more in interest in the long run. Also think about the origination fee. So some lenders charge this fee for making a line of credit. So simply because you're getting a no credit check personal line of credit doesn't mean you will avoid this fee. So all the factors that I just spoke to you about, they can affect the total cost of your personal line of credit. So be very careful about how to choose your no credit check personal line of credit and with which lender you want to actually apply. Speaking of application, so apply actually is the next step. So once you actually have evaluated all the application, all the offers, just apply. So apply, and basically what will happen here is that the letter will let you know exactly what you need to submit to actually qualify. And but one thing for sure, the letter will want to verify your income situation, your income and employment situation. So if the lender is not really checking your credit, then they'll pay attention to your income, your pay stubs, your W-2s and whatnot. And so if you want to speed up the process, you really need to make sure that your documents are accurate and complete. And you want to include every page of multi-page documents, even ones marked intentionally left blank. So this is really important. And so once you have done that, just close on your personal line of credit. And if you have to do it at a bank, that's fine. If you have to do it online, that's fine. Now remember that the bottom line here is you need to submit all the info that you need. We know for a fact that the process with Upgrade and Elastic is a lot faster than with Tally. And so with King of Cash and Advanced Americas, the process really is like mid-tier. So it takes about 3 days on average. With Elastic and Upgrade, it takes about 24 hours. You can be approved within 24 hours. This is really cool. And basically, and things happen online, of course, because those are online lenders. And so when we talk about, one thing I want to say here is that if you do not get approved for a no credit check personal line of credit, just do not panic. Don't be scared or whatever. You can apply for a traditional personal line of credit with a bank or credit union, as I said before, and you'll be really surprised that you could qualify. Yeah, you could qualify. Obviously, the APR is not going to be low, because if your credit is really low, if your credit score is low, then you're not going to qualify for a low APR, but still you will get something, right? You might get a high APR, but you're getting something, especially if you have an existing relationship with the bank and you've had this relationship for a long time now. The bank will look at that and qualify you, even though traditionally, like by traditional standards, you do not qualify for a personal line of credit. So overall, this is why we always say that it's great to actually always maintain a good relationship with the bank where you currently are at. And so if you were to go with a regular line of credit, if the bank checked your credit score, this will affect your credit score to drop and like by 5 or 10 points. So it is what it is. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I explained to you how to get a no credit check personal line of credit. So number one, you want to explore lenders that offer no credit check personal line of credit. Number two, you want to really evaluate your budget. Number three, check your credit. Number four, apply for pre-qualification. Number five, compare lines of credit offers. Number six, apply. Number seven, closed on your no credit check personal line of credit. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.